Dreams of gold and mining are all distant memories around Vern's diggings. The mine remains closed by official decree. Life around Dreadwood muddles along, with DC spending much of his time on the road, and Vern cleaning up after his last adventure and contemplating his next. Vern knew there would be another challenge to tackle, but he just couldn't settle on what it should be. To make matters worse, he lost his longtime pal Fatima to old age last year, and he missed her a lot. She was a real comfort to old Vern. Lately, a little girl named Snowy had been showing up. Who couldn't fall for that face? What really bothered Vern was DC and his white camper truck. He was jealous about DC taking trips to fun places, coming home and telling all about his travels, bragging about that darn Toyota Tundra truck. It just was one story after another. He even got to spend time at a nice B&B by the Holon River. Vern decided he would open a reclaimed lumber and hardware business. He set up an office and he realized he'd have to get his own truck. He shopped around, but he just couldn't afford what he really needed. He brokered a deal on a 1952 Dodge truck. It had some issues. Vern fell in love, but 40 years of being abandoned had to be addressed. But she was a real beauty, and he named her Dirty Gertie. She was pulled out of a gully, and lots of spiders and mice had to be rehomed. From his buddies Chris and Gerald, she was delivered to Dreadwood. Vern even got her garaged right next to that prissy Toyota Tundra. Well, it didn't take long before Vern realized his mechanical skills were needy, and he was in way over his head.
There's says carburetor. I don't think that's all good. You're gonna be to fix these things, man. They're broken. I think I got a lot of work to do on this truck. Yes, sir. I better get at it. Little windshield wiper goes zoop zoop. That's good.
Vern was pretty good at tearing things apart, but he enlisted the help of an ace mechanic, Chris, and his buddy, Hercules. So over the next few weeks, the work began. An old engine was located, reconditioned right down to the freeze plugs. Vern did a lot of the grunt work, but he had no idea just how complicated the project would be. Parts were located, including the transmission, the bell housing, and the engine was finally mounted with a million little details. Of course, there was new upholstery, and it seemed like that wiring job would never finish. The old wooden truck bed had to be replaced. With the help of Bill and Donnie at Townsend's and Bob down at Prunedale Auto, a lot of vintage parts were located. And finally the big day came. Vern nervously reached for the ignition switch.
Yes, sir. She's running.
After a good cleaning, and some fine-tuning, Vern was getting anxious for a test drive. He even had some company logo installed on the door. His first drive lasted an entire afternoon. Well, as much fun as it was, playtime was over. Vern got his first order, and he was anxious to get home and get loaded up.
Boy, I gotta get out of here. I'm late.
At the same time Vern was flying down Old River Road, Officer Bob was on patrol. He saw Vern and lit him up.
Let me see your license, registration, and insurance.
Well, that's three things, and I don't got them.
Maybe you better step out of the truck right now.
Okay.
You mean you don't have a driver's license?
No, I never have had one.
You know you got a broken rear window?
Yeah, but I can see through it just fine.
You should have a red flag on your load.
Did this work?
Yeah. Do you know you were speeding?
Well, yeah, but I'm late to deliver this load of lumber.
Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. I can just see the judge now.
Officer Bob has done a very good job describing the failures of this truck right here. Some of these include bad brakes, broken windshield, bad exhaust, licensing and registration issues, and on and on and on. I don't need to get into all of that. So therefore, I will order this very order right here, folks. I will order that this truck be taken off the road because it is a danger to the public. I further order that it be scrapped, baled, and sent to Japan. At that point, it will be sent back here as part of a new Toyota Tundra. Court is now adjourned.
Well, as Vern finally understood the charges against him, he knew he had to do something and do it fast. And then it came to him.
Now,
Want
look, buddy.
one?
No thanks. Look, buddy, you get this thing registered, get some insurance,
All right,
fix it, and oh yeah, get a damn driver's license.
I can do that.
And one more thing, have a nice day.
Okay.
Boys, I got evidence of a robbery and a bakery, and I got the evidence, and I'll bring it right in.
And Officer Bob is still on patrol. Vern was a man of his word. He got a hot lead on a driver's license and auto insurance, and he's still tearing up the roads in Britain.
Well, now Casey Jones was a mighty man. Now he's resting in the promised land. The kind of music he could understand was a 6/8 wheeler under his command. He made the freight train boogie all the time. He made the freight train boogie as he rolled down the line. He made the freight train boogie all the time. He made the freight train boogie as he rolled down the line. Fireman started ringing the bell, and everyone come around to tell. Casey Jones was a coming to town on a 6/8 wheeler that was flat on the ground. He made the freight train boogie